Hello everyone, so welcome everyone. Today I would like to show you a little tour of some of the apps that are available for IAMAG tools, so iamag.co. Maybe some of you have already seen that we have done a lot to redesign the website, and there are a lot of new options as a master classes, and you have a career workspace. If you are looking for a job, you have tons of new stuff. But I want to focus on the creative apps section because there are 12 different applications for creative people, and it's not so often easy to understand how it works. I will try to do more and more live, but I want to decide on what I should focus on each live. So today, I think I will, unless you have some specific questions, I would like to show you the benefit of using the No AI mood board. I know a lot of you and a lot of artists are doing mood boards, and we know that we have to fight against today's AI pollution. And this is one of the main purpose of this tool, to find some good references to build a mood board, but it's also, as you will see, a lot of new options. So let me explain how it works. So it's divided in two parts: collection and saved searches. It means that every time you will do a search on a specific terms, you will have everything saved, and you will be able to come back to this part. Doing a search on IMAG tools is a bit different as in Google Image. It will take more time. It won't be something instant. So if I type something, I won't do this right now. It will take like something between 20 seconds. It can take up to 1 minute because it's filtering all garbage from the internet. It's removing most of anything that it thinks could be problematic with AI or with some copyright, to be sure that you can use something without any troubles. So we have the searches and we have the collections. And my example, I will go through different searches to build a mood board. So one of the things I would like to do, for example, let's say I would like to create a mood board. I have a pitch, for example, a secret library in the desert. So I will mix some different elements I have found from these different searches. So if you have such a pitch, it's better to do different searches like this. I will just pick some references I already like. Let's say this one. So you can click on plus if you want to add it on the collection, or you can just click to have a larger one. So let me click on plus, and for sure you can just, if you want, click on one, and with your arrows go from one references to another one. I like this one. I pretty like this one or two. So you can see they are added in my selection on top. Okay. I will now go into another searches I have done before. So let me try to go in old library, and I will pick some of the pictures I like. So yeah, I like this one, I like this one. This one is in Paris. It's a BNF. In case you have some doubt, in case it could still happen, you can flag something as AI, and we will remove it from the index, and nobody will ever be able to find it again. Yeah, pretty like this one too. Classic one. Okay. So in my collection, it's growing on top. Yeah, I also would like to add some lamps. That's why I have previously done a search, I think, somewhere. If I'm not... I was pretty sure I have something. I have some vintage funds. Why not? But not really interesting. Some steampunk buildings. Can it be used also? No, not really. Unless I have something that is close to a library or could have an interesting architecture. Even if it's not, I would say probably, yeah, no. Let me just double check. Vintage fun, Japanese, like vintage lamps. Sorry, I need better glasses. So like this one, for example, or this one, they are pretty for library stuff usually. I think, yeah, this one could work. This one pretty nice. Oh, this one. Okay, whatever. I have, so for example, I already have a collection of images right now. 3, 6, 9, 11. Okay. This image, I will add them to a collection. I will create an empty collection, and I will call it secret desert library. Okay. So I think add to this collection secret desert library. Okay, and we have now a new item here, secret desert library. So this is a mood board. You have all your elements, and now you have different way to use it and to work with it. From this, you can simply, if you want, export a zip. It will export an archive with all your elements. You will also have a text file with a source of all images in case you need. You can export this as a grid, and you have different examples. The size you see here will be the size of the image inside the grid, so it won't be the size of the grid. You can, as you may have seen, it has directly compute a palette. So it means that I can compute a palette, I can pick how I want to sort it. I can choose how the image will be presented, and I can export as a PNG, or I can export as a PSD. If I export this as a PSD, I will have a PSD, and my PSD will have as many layers as the number of images, plus one for the palette. So it's very easy to open it in Photoshop or any other application. But there is another magic mode. There is something called canvas mode. So if you click on it, this is what's happening. And you see, now we have an infinite canvas. You can change the size of the images inside your canvas. You can order everything as you want, and it will be saved exactly as you want. Magic part is that there are several magic parts in the canvas mode. So one of the magic parts is the fact that you can easily, if you want, if you need, because let's say that you have also your private library, if you want to mix what you have found with some private stuff, you can click the upload. If you have mess up somehow, and we have a control undo, redo, so you can come back to any mistake you can have made, and you have the flag here. You can click on arrange to come back to the latest automatic arrange mode. And you have also something that could be super useful. You have the same export. You can create and add some text if you want, some annotation. You can draw on the image, and you can just click on add palette, and you will have your palette added and directly calculated based on the image you have with the exact code. What else can you do? You can, if you want, you can just pick an image, hit Control-C, and you can go in your software and hit Control-V, and it will paste it. But you can also use the pop-out mode, picture-in-picture. If you click on this, you can have your Photoshop application open, and now you will have this floating canvas you can put on any other place above your application. So this is one of the magic part of the mood boards. The idea was to try to find a way to have no AI references, but also to find a way to have this kind of different way to play with your image. It can be on your selection and mood board. It can be just with a grid. It can be in canvas mode. It can be in this auto range mode. And you have a lot of flexibility because, as I said, you can copy paste, you can review your image, you can add at any time more images to this collection. And we have these two different sites, the searches and the collection. So at any time you can go there. You may have noticed that we can switch this little thing like this. If you do this, it means that it will be a public collection. So public collection can be also something useful. It means that if some people, if you're not working on an NDA project, or if you want to share something with the rest of the community, you can do this. And if you do this, you have my library and you have community. So in community, you will find some different no AI mood boards that has been shared by different users. So it could be something if you want to not spend time on a search and you want already to look on something that has been built by another user, it could be also just a new source of inspiration. And if you want to just link this library to your library, just hit Save to Library. As I have said when I was starting to present this tool, we are trying to filter as far as we can any AI images. But if you want to restrict it, you even have this button. So this button will be 100% without AI because it will shift the index, or the last time we will check when an image has been added in any image indexes to like 5 years ago. So you are pretty sure that you will never get any AI references. With this switch off, it really depends, but I would say that you will have like 99.9% of chance that you won't meet any AI. But you know that you always have people who try to cheat with the system, try to find a way to just to push something as a natural images, and you can do anything about that if the search engine believes it's an AI image. But we do our best to have to create a super good mood board, a super good no AI reference mood board, to bring some super high quality images you can use in your project. And I think it's a valuable tool. And as I previously said, if you want to add your image, just click upload. If you want to create your mood board, then everything will be saved in your profile. So I don't know if any of you have any questions about the no AI mood board. And if not, I will probably jump to another tools, but I really wanted to give you kinds of heads up about this tool, what it can do, how it can be useful, and what are the latest options you can use as, I think, this super powerful canvas mod that can help you to do a lot of interesting stuff. I don't know why. I think it was during a previous demonstration, but at least you can see how you can play and draw shapes and text. Okay. So I don't know. If you have any question, I will just stay a little bit on this application. Otherwise, I will jump to another one I think I would like to show that is more likely dedicated to any artist working in a with traditional tools, or just if you are doing a lot of sketch. I think it's something that could be useful. So when you go back, we have these 12 tools. Some are really dedicated to IP protections. So some are more in the creative aspect. So are more to save you a lot of time as a smart crop, but I already have demonstrated this one. Today, I would like to show you the Sketch Studio. I think it's a really interesting one, and I will load some projects I have already saved. So let me start with this one, but you can start by loading an image. It will be easier, and I can go. Let me just start as if I was starting from scratch. Okay, so this is a Sketch Studio. Just to show you how it works. So the Sketch Studio has been created to improve and to be very efficient when you take a picture of your sketchbook or anything you have drawn, and to clean the perspective and to clean the image super fastly. So it can work on a single page and it can work on a double page or spin one. I will show you how it can work on a double one also. So you see in real time what's happening here. So you have this point, you have some shortcuts to directly move or rotate this selection, or you can move any points individually and you can see what's happening here. This is one of the first part of what you can do with the Sketch Studio. The second interesting part, sorry, let me just try to make something that looks like good enough for this example. And yeah, thank you, Nicolas Weiss, for letting me use this artwork. Okay. So this is your image, okay? You can zoom if you want to check the details, if you lost anything, and you can at any time reset the view, and you can also compare. You see there is a little difference. Why? Because we have different options to change the mood of the image. We have the equalizer. I wouldn't recommend to use it unless you are using a double page, but I will show you this later. And you have the color grade. So you can see super easily how you can quickly change the light and the exposure of the image. And one more time, you can just zoom and hit your, all to compare to check if you have not gone too far onto this. Okay, and you have style and extraction, and you have 3 ways to do a style and extraction. The first one is by color, so this is what we are doing right now. The second one is extract. So extract has a different algorithm. So the goal is just to take one color and to play with this color. So it's, for example, if you use a red or blue Bic or blue pen, you will be able to extract just the blue channel or the red channel, and in a graphite, you will be able to extract just the black. You can see the difference with the color treatment. You see all colors on your sketch. This one will extract only one, and you will be able to pick the range, how far you go. You will be able to pick the density, and you will be able to change the color, the original color of your sketch with a different one. As one more time, if you pick this mode, it's only a one, and you can reset the view, it's only a one color match transformation. Okay, you can at any time, one more time, click all to compare to see the difference. And you can also, but it's not so useful in this case, but you can also hit this to show a grid to see if your image is aligned. In case you need it, just a visual guide, okay? And reset view. So this is what you can do with the second view, extract. You have some special effect like invert and this kind, but these effects are just below this module because this is usually used if you use the 3D mode. So what the 3D mode is? So the 3D mode is mapping your image, depending on your crop, just in a piece of paper. And so it means that you can, it's mostly for social media, but you can, it's like you were shooting your work in a different angle. And you can do a lot of different things. So you can see the blur. It's not the best idea to have this kind of blur, so I will remove it right now. You can add some special effects if you are in 3D mode. So the first thing you can add, it won't be totally useless to do this in this example, but you can invert the color, but it can be something useful in some cases. You can change the type of paper. You won't really see what's happening. Let me do, you see it will also change in terms of density, but let me, for example, take this one because it will be easier to see. This will change and depends on the orientation. And you will be able to choose how it will blend with your paper, with the original sketch, the opacity of your image with the texture, and how far we bump it I exaggerate it to be sure that you can see what's happening. Okay. So now you can see the texture compared to the other. And you can then, now because you are in 3D, you can play with the 3D Studio and lens. So you can change how it's lighted. So you can imagine like you have a lamp, you can change the power of your light, how powerful it can be or not. You can change the blur, and you can change the force and so on. So I think you get it. I don't want to get into each details because I think it's always fun to play with the different options if you have some sketch. So you can, if I go back to extraction, from this sketch, you can go to the extract mode. Let me go back to this. So you have extracted color. Your 3D will always take as a base the type of extraction. So if I have extract mode and 3D, it will take the frame plus the color thing. If I take colors, if I go to 3D, you see it will pick the original color changes. So one more time, a lot of different ways to experiment and to create some cool stuff. Don't forget to save and to add this to your library, okay? Because, so you can extract it in PNG, in JPEG, in PSD, but one more time, the magic part, I should stop to say the magic part, but the magic part is that you have taken a bad photography of your sketch, you use this app to create something cool, whatever it's in 3D or 2D, you decide that it's okay, this is a final image I want to use, and I would not only like to use it for just a single shot. I would like to use it to send it and to use it for social media. So you can use this button, send to crop, and it will send what you have in the right window to our smart crop application in one click. And with a little patience, depending on how big is your image. And now you can see what's happening. The image you just have created is now in the smart crop application. What's the smart crop application? This is an application that helps you to save a lot of time. In only one click, you can create different size and different format for different social media. I won't click on everyone. So you have a kind of global crop and framing, and you have also this green or blue indicator. And if you are not really happy with one single, because it's almost impossible to have an automatic crop that works for everything, you can at any time just hit this button and move and change your image if you prefer something different. Okay. You have some global, if you want to have some global contrast or global changes on your image, you can do this also. It will apply everywhere. You can also, if you want, use your own branding. Let's say you have a logo. Yeah, we have a logo. So you can change the size of this logo on each images, and you can change the position of this logo for all future social media. And one more time, you can say, it's okay, but it's not really working in some specific case. For example, I really don't like the fact that it's here on these specific images I want to send on Instagram. So you can just click on the pen button. Remember, you have the edit image, but now you have the edit logo. And you can just, only for this image, not for the other, change this. You always have the to compare what you are doing. And you can save adjustment. So you can see on this one how it's different. Now you have several options. Simple one, you can just click copy and paste. Why not? Because this is something you can do. You can just go into your application and do this. You can download and you download just this image. And you can also just click download all images, and it will create a zip, an archive with all images. So I think it can really save you tons and tons of time if you are using such applications. One more time, I would like to have a little break, a little pause in case you have any questions. Don't hesitate to use the chat. Otherwise, I think this is what I wanted to show you today, because I wanted to show you the No AI mood board and the Sketch application, which I think are totally different, but are something that could be super useful. In our previous live, I have demonstrated the Final Touch tool, and I think a little bit the Read Maker. But if you have any specific questions about any of these apps, please let me know, and I will be happy to go into the Discord channels to answer any questions. If you find, and it could happen, some bugs, I will be happy to try to fix them as soon as possible. Otherwise, I would like to thank you, everyone who have been following this live, and you can join us on Discord. Remember, you can create your own portfolio on IMAG tools for free. So enjoy. Have a nice day, have a nice weekend, and see you soon